4 new #1s being released this coming week. Find out where they fall on my most anticipated comics of the week. Hey comic book fans, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0, and fans, you're back with me, Mike Spider Slayer, getting ready to bring you Mike Spider Slayer's top 10 most anticipated comics of the week, and this is for January 9th, 2019. That's right, fans. If you're not familiar with this video series, this series premieres every Sunday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where yes, I bring you my most top 10 anticipated comics of the week. So, before we get started though, every day I do a video, we're going to have a superhero of the day. And today's superhero of the day goes to none other than the mighty Iron Man, because he falls on the weekend of January 5th and 6th. And this is when this video takes place. So congratulations, Iron Man. It's Iron Man Day. So yeah, I got this cool little Marvel calendar, and whenever I do a video, I'm going to make it the superhero of the day. So there you go. Congratulations, Tony Stark Iron Man. So anyway, let's get started with this week's list. I think it is a good list. We got 4 #1s in here. We got a couple, we got second issues of some series. So yeah, guys, let's not waste any time. So here we go. We always start with that on the fence book, right? And so that on the fence book goes to Miles Morales' Spider-Man. This is issue 2 of the series. Now, I was totally underwhelmed by this series. I liked how it actually gave a origin story or a catch-up story for readers that may have not read Miles Morales' Spider-Man or seen him before until you saw Into the Spider-Verse. So it was a good idea in that aspect. But the overall plot point of the story I did not like. I did not like how they incorporated in today's politics when it comes to deported children and things like that. I felt it was very forced, and the story at the end of the day was just, it just didn't hit me for a good cliffhanger. So hopefully this issue or this series picks up, because if it doesn't pick up, I might have to drop it, because I wasn't a fan of when Brian Michael Bendis wrote Miles Morales Spider-Man, and now that we have a new writer, I want to be a fan again. So hopefully it does pick up. Alright, so there was your On the Fence book. Again, guys, if you like this video, thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget, if you want to put in any comments while this goes on, feel free to do so at any time. Alright, so coming in now, breaking that top 10, my number 10 most anticipated comic of the week goes to Batman. This is issue 62. This book is priced at $3.99. You get 32 pages for those $3.99. And the reason Batman hasn't fallen higher on my list is because I just feel like Batman's lost its way ever since Catwoman has disappeared from the pages of Batman, and since Bruce was supposed to get married to Selina, the book hasn't been the same. It doesn't really know what direction it wants to go. It feels like there's been a bunch of filler stories. It's just not as exciting or intriguing as it once was, and this issue has to focus on Professor Pig, and I'm not a huge Professor Pig fan. Yes, it could be weird, it could be kind of bloody, but at the end of the day, it just, you know, it's number 10, you know, but it's still not high up there on the list. Alright, so, next book, what's coming in at number 9? Well, number 9 goes to Black Order, issue 3. Now, for Marvel's books, you pay $3.99 as well, but you only get 28 pages instead of 32 pages, so you get less for Marvel. But this time with the Black Order, the reason why it's a little bit lower on my list this time around was for the pure reason that the story wasn't as intriguing, or it wasn't, I don't know, I didn't feel it as much as issue 1, but it was still solid, and that's why it still falls in this countdown, right? And what makes this issue quite interesting, though, is now that our Black Order has escaped and it teamed up with these other bunch of heroes for the short term, we wound up seeing that Nova is going to interfere in their plans on taking down this Emperor. So that's what makes this story intriguing here, because Nova versus the Black Order, it's very fitting for a cosmic book. So I'm looking forward to that, and hopefully it will be better than issue 2. Alright, so going on to number 8. And number 8 goes to SpiderGwen, Ghost Spider. This is issue 4. This is a $3.99 book. Again, you get those 28 pages. So this is the first issue now where SpiderGwen is away from SpiderGeddon. SpiderGeddon is over. Her series has relaunched. Now she gets to tell her own stories. So Gwen Stacy has this unique ability about her now, based off of the events of SpiderGeddon, where she can transport from place to place. You know, it's not just this regular wristwatch or whatever it is. And now she has to learn to deal with this responsibility. She's got the symbiote attached to her. She's got this ability to travel. But what's in store now long-term for this story? I'm very interested to see, because I haven't myself gotten attached to a SpiderGwen story. I felt like, I don't know, it just didn't hit it for me for some way. I think the concept of the character is very cool, and I liked these first few issues attached to SpiderGeddon, but now I want to see where the book goes with its own stories and not have anything to do with SpiderGeddon. So we'll see what happens with it. Again, I couldn't put it any higher. Number 8, looking forward to it. I thought the second issue was the strongest issue of the series so far. Alright, so what's coming in at number 7? Well, that is Captain Marvel issue 1. Yes, once again, guys, there's a Captain Marvel book. It's being released. We're on volume 85 now with Captain Marvel, right? It seems like every month there's a new Captain Marvel series, but of course this one is being released just in time for the movie. I'm looking forward to this one, though, because Kelly Thompson is going to be the writer of this book. I feel that when it comes to Captain Marvel, it's like you like the character or you don't like the character. It's going to be a price point of $4.99, and it's 36 pages for this one. Carmen Carnoy is the artwork on there. And yeah, again, it's just another Captain Marvel book. It's to get you excited for the movie. Whether the stories will be solid, it's still yet to be determined. But I did really enjoy The Life of Captain Marvel. That was a strong miniseries. And Kelly Thompson's writing this book, and I feel that this could be a solid story. I love the way she writes West Coast Avengers. I think that's a solid read. She writes Mr. and Mrs. X at the moment as well. I'm not currently reading that book, but I love West Coast Avengers. So her voice here for Carol Danvers could be very, very well done. So we'll see what happens with Captain Marvel issue 1. Ah, yes! I rhymed, huh? That's pretty awesome. All right, so moving in at number 6. And number 6 on my most anticipated comics of the week goes to Die issue 2. This is from Image Comics. This is also $3.99, but you get 32 pages for that cash. Kieran Gillen is the writer of this book. If you guys were not familiar with what happened with issue 1, we wound up getting to see a D&D type of feel, okay? These kids went to this birthday party. They played this Dungeons and Dragons-like game, and what happens is it thrusted them off into some other world. And 2 years later, they just mysteriously came back, and one of their friends was left behind in this fantasy world. And then he wound up becoming the Grand Master in this world, and our kids wound up going back to this planet by the time you wound up getting to the end of the issue. It's a quite interesting story. There was a lot to digest in this first issue. I think it has strong potential. The world is limitless here. You can run into any types of creatures, characters, flashbacks, all kinds of stuff. Even though the artwork is absolutely beautiful in this book, my one issue is that it's more like a painted style. It's not like this heavily detailed drawn style. And I feel like you can lose your way in the story because the art can't quite match up with the storytelling. But nevertheless, it does make for an interesting story. And I can't wait to see what the direction is for this book. All right. So we're breaking into the top 5. And my number 5 most anticipated comic of the week goes to Criminal. This is issue 1. This is $3.99, 32 pages from Image Comics. This is written by Ed Brubaker. Sean Phillips does the artwork. This is straight off the heels of Kill or Be Killed, guys. If you did not read that series from Ed Brubaker, you should go back and read that. That was really good. Criminal is now an ongoing. I did not read, I guess, what was the original Criminal, and I think that was a mini-series. So now they're making this an ongoing, and from what I heard, this was some of Ed Brubaker's best work. So based off of what he written for Kill or Be Killed, I'm very excited for this book. I'm just excited for it. I don't know any other thing to tell you about it. But if you have read the original Criminal, go ahead in the comments. Tell me what it was like. Were you a fan? Did you like it? Are you excited about it? So that's Criminal. So before we go on to number 4, guys, if you want to see where these books rank in my final say, you can check out my top 10 comics of the week on Friday. Okay, so you can check that out. Again, it's based off of these top 10 most anticipated. Will my number 1 stay as my number 1, or will it drop to my number 10? That's what's so great. So again, that's on Friday, every Fridays at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the premiere, and then you can watch it after that. All right, so continuing, going forward, my number 4 most anticipated comic of the week goes to Young Justice, issue 1. You're probably like, well, why is this higher on your list, Mike? Haven't had a Young Justice book in a long time, and I'll tell you why in a second. This book is $4.99. That's not the problem. It's 40 pages. They give you a lot for your money there. My problem is, it's Brian Michael Bendis. He's the writer. Patrick Gleason is the artist. The artwork looks phenomenal in this book. And your heroes in this book unite in some kind of gem world that's like a nightmare dimension or whatever it is. And so that's how they wind up uniting with each other. And but my thing is with Young Justice, as excited as I am for the series, Brian Michael Bendis is working it. He's got so much on his plate right now. How can he physically give 100% to all the titles that he does, right? He's got Superman, he's got Action Comics, he's got all those other books that he does in his own line for DC Comics, and now he's doing this, and it's just like, gosh, man, like, all the other books that he's writing, either this is going to suffer or that's going to suffer. And we've seen it in Marvel, and I'm sure it's going to happen in DC. He's going to experience a burnout, and this could be a sad thing for Young Justice. But nevertheless, I am looking forward to it. Hopefully, it will turn out to be good. And all you Young Justice fans out there, I hope this really meets your expectations. All right, so we're coming in to the top 3. And my number 3 most anticipated comic of the week, it goes to Murder Falcon issue 4. Guys, this book is so awesome. If you could not get back issues in this and you like heavy metal music and stuff like that, I definitely suggest find a trade when this comes out. I don't know how many issues this goes on for, but $3.99, 32 pages, and it's all these crazy ass people that were in a rock band. They all have instruments, and they release these entities to stop the beasts that are coming through this weird dimension, right? And Jake is the founder of this band, and he's gotten the band back together. But the serious part of the story has to do with his wife that passed away, and you get to see the back history of why the band originally broke up to begin with. So a very interesting story, and now they're getting ready to do this battle against the big boss, and he's going to release all his minions out onto the earth, but the lead singer, or the lead of the band, has gone missing. So where is he? So I'm really anticipating this book. The artwork is good. I love how it just plays back to like the 90s or the 80s, and it's just a lot of fun. So if you have a chance, check out Murder Falcon, and if you've read it already, hopefully you guys enjoy it. Alright, so coming in at number 2, this goes to Web of Venom Unleashed, Issue 1. Now, this is not an ongoing series. This is a one-shot. This book is $4.99, and it's 36 pages. And you're thinking, Mike, why is this a number 1 book for you, or a number 2 book for you, being that it's only a one-shot? Well, I'm really enjoying what Ryan Stegman and Donny Cates are doing with Venom. Now, Stegman is the writer of this book. It's not Cates, but he, I'm sure, understands the voice of what Cates is doing over there with Venom. And what this story has to do is everything that happens in San Francisco through the symbiote's eyes. So you get to see everything from the symbiote, not from Eddie Brock. And that's going to make it for a very interesting story, even though it's only a one-shot. Again, it's 36 pages. It's a little bit longer, so I feel that you're going to get some solid story here. And I'm sure it's going to play into Donny Cates' story in the Venom series in general. So anything that has to do with Donny Cates right now, I'm very much intrigued with, okay? All right, so coming in at number 1. And my number 1 most anticipated comic of the week is, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, guys. Alright, here you go. Number 1 comic of the week goes to Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. This is issue 1. This book is $4.99. This is 36 pages as well, and Tom Taylor is writing it. So if you guys are not familiar with Tom Taylor's writing, he wrote Injustice, Injustice 2, or whatever it is. He wrote Superior Iron Man. He wrote All New Wolverine. He just does so much. He wrote that Batman one-shot just recently, the annual, and he knows how to get the characters' voices. He does so well. I think the only book that I don't currently read that Tom Taylor has written is X-Men Red, just because I don't really enjoy the characters so much in the story, like Cassandra Nova and stuff like that. But overall, when he writes his heroes, he can get it with so much emotion, and I feel like he can hit the nail on the head when it comes to Spider-Man. And I said, if there is a writer that I would love to write Spider-Man, it would be Tom Taylor. And now he has the opportunity. His artist is Marcelo Ferreira, and that artist did All New Wolverine with him. So that's the type of artwork you can expect if you read All New Wolverine. So I'm very much intrigued with this book. And this has to do more of a street level type of Spider-Man, where he's going to be in his neighborhood. He's going to take care of his neighborhood. He's going to help the people in his neighborhood. So it's all about the neighborhood. It's not some extensive Spider-Man with Peter Parker Industries and going across the universes and major events and all that kinds of crap. It's just going to be contained in the neighborhood. And of course, you're going to get your baddies and your things like that, but I feel he's going to hit those emotions that have to deal with Peter Parker perfectly. So hopefully between Amazing Spider-Man and Peter Parker Spider-Man, we're going to have two great Spider-Man titles to read now. Not just good, but great, right? So that was number 1 on my list. So there you guys have it. There are my top 10 most anticipated comics of the week. Again, tune in on Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to see where these top 10 anticipated books rank. Will they fall where they were anticipated? Will they fall better? I don't know. You gotta tune in on Friday to check it out. So guys, again, tell me your most anticipated comics in the comments section below. And as always, fans, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit that notification button so you don't miss a single video from me. And guys, as always, thank you so much for watching Comic Book Corner 2.0. It means a lot. And again, it's good to have all these series back. So guys, I'll see you real soon. Take care. Bye.